Christie Brinkley admits she's a fool for love, despite 4 failed marriages. Christie Brinkley is no stranger to love. The legendary supermodel, who has been married 4 times, admitted she's a fool for love in a candid new interview with the New York Times. In her conversation with the outlet, she spoke in detail about her divorces and whether she's willing to open her heart again. "I'm too trusting," she admitted when asked about what she's learned from her marriages. "I'm a fool for love. That love takes work. Sometimes you need to rely on experts. I wish I could have found ways to save some. I wish I hadn't married others." Brinkley's first husband was artist Jean-Francois Lowe. The two wed in 1975, when she was 21 years old. They divorced in 1981, and 4 years later she married Billy Joel. Brinkley and Joel divorced in 1994, and that same year she married real estate developer Richard Taubman. She divorced him a year later, and a year after that she married architect Peter Cook. She was with him until their contentious divorce was finalized in 2008. She told the New York Times, "I always believed in soulmates. I thought I had 4 of them. Now I'm not sure. Maybe I had my 2 soulmates with Jean and Billy. Maybe I rushed out of my marriage to Jean. Maybe I should have tried to make it work longer with Billy. I did start to wonder if maybe it's me. If I was unlovable." When asked, she clarified, "I'm not unlovable, but the relationships I was in made me feel unloved. I have enough self-esteem to know that in the right arms, I'm lovable. And I wasn't loved correctly. One loved my money more than me. Another loved his drink more than me. Another loved young women more than me. And in my first one, I loved my freedom more than him." Christie Brinkley shares her top beauty tip and secret to fitness in her 70s. Her first husband, Lowe, was the one she said she left for her freedom. She said that with him it was love at first sight, and while their marriage was successful for years, it was a slow dissolve. "I got married too young. I started to feel constrained and regretted being tied down," she admitted. In her recently released memoir, Uptown Girl, Brinkley explained that she'd met Lowe when she was just 19 years old. She'd moved to Paris to become an artist and met him soon after, and after 6 years of marriage, she wrote, "I started to wonder what else, and who else, might be out there." In the time since she'd met him, she'd changed considerably, transforming from a girl from Malibu bound for Paris with only a backpack, paints and bohemian ideals to a top model with 2 mortgages, an endless zeal for adventure, and one big career. Joel is the ex-husband she claimed loved his drink more than me. The singer has been open about his past struggles with addiction, and Brinkley wrote in her memoir that booze was the other woman. She said of their marriage, "When you become the bad cop, it's over. If we had been older when it happened, maybe we could have figured it out." In an April interview with Today.com, Brinkley explained that her relationship with Joel was the most difficult to write about in her memoir because they're still friends, but she said he gave her his blessing. "He said, 'Just say what you need to say,'" Brinkley said. "And I think that's part of his healing, so I applaud him for all of that. It takes a lot of courage." As for the ex who loved my money more than me, Brinkley referred to third husband Taubman. "Ricky was a larger-than-life character who married me for my money," she claimed. "Our relationship was complicated by the fact that I was pregnant, and I wanted to make the right decisions. The relationship came on the heels of my divorce from Billy, which I was devastated about." In Uptown Girl, she wrote that after their son Jack was born, she had a session with her therapist and made the choice to give their marriage one more shot. She took Jack from New York, where she delivered the baby, back home to Taubman in Colorado, and she claimed that when she arrived, he asked her for money. "That's when I knew that this was not, nor could it ever be, love or even a real relationship. It was usurship, manipulation, and at its worst, emotional torture," she wrote. "I booked a flight back to New York. When she arrived, she said Taubman called her and told her, 'I'm going to walk away from you and the baby,' just like her biological father did to her. After that phone call, she filed for divorce." Finally, the one who loved young women more than me refers to Cook, who had an affair while married to Brinkley. "I was married to a stranger who had other lives. I had 3 children. I wanted to protect them from the fallout and from their life being blown apart. The divorce lasted for years. It was agonizing." Brinkley filed for divorce from Cook in 2006 after finding out that he'd been having an affair with his teenage assistant. A divorce